Yes, the answer is yes, as I have decided. I have decided to make some tea. I've got it in my offhand area. Let's see. Yes. Hello everybody, my name is Effanineffable, and welcome to my stream. I forgot to update the title, but I've done it now, so hopefully it reads Nitro Comm part, I think it's 5 now. I kinda lose track of these things. I'm well aware that it's getting a little, maybe repetitive that I'm working on the same piece of art. In my defense, it is an animation, and my second line of defense is that I've just not had any time to work on it, so we're gonna keep working on it. Well, the whole point I started, the whole reason I started streaming in the first place, or wanted to stream, was to hold myself accountable for doing art. So I think this is on brand, on track. It's just something we're gonna have to make our peace with. And that might not be a super thrilling viewing experience, but it's the one I can offer you. See, I gotta watch the time. This tea that I have is the... it's a black tea, a loose leaf black tea that takes 4 to 5 minutes to brew, so I've got it in a cup beside me. In about, I think, 3 more minutes, I'll pull the tea cup from the tea strainer from my cup and have some nice tea. In the spirit of that, hello, Kylie Bell. What's up? I can't wave very well while I'm holding my tea. Here, do this. Hello. I kind of like how it tosses the the tea aside. Greetings. I do kind of want to scoot my avatar over a little bit. He's looking a little lonely here. Even though it'll eventually butt in with the chat, I think it'll look better. There, he's a bit more even. First cup, yes. Here, I'm gonna actually lock this in, and then I'll change it later if it doesn't work, but... hotkey front. Yeah. Hello! Zero, Final Strike, Dizno? I'll just call you Zero. What's up? I'm waiting on my tea, and then I am going to start the stream. Well, first things first, I wanted to hop into Live 2D real quick and do the few changes that I wanted to do. So, as you can see here, I've got these bottom eyes, and they open when my avatar looks up. When the avatar looks up, they open up. And then when he's at a default position, they kind of go back down. However, there is this weird middle ground where they don't quite open and they don't quite go back to default, like this. Where it's just kind of weird and squinty. I don't quite like that. I think the threshold for that is a bit too high. I can only change it in Live 2D though, so we're gonna hop into Live 2D and change it. And also, I think something else I said was that, nope. Here. When I squint my eyes, the eye shine, the white specks with the blue and red in them, they kind of enter the iris a bit more than I want them to, so I'm going to change that as well. So yeah, this is going to be my first Live 2D show and tell, as it were. I'd like to make a more formal video in the future. I've said this before, I keep saying it a lot. However, I've only had the chance to really do that now-ish. I'm going to have a lot more time to work on my art. In the next few... Well, I guess next 2 days in the immediate, but in the long run... in the long run, my work schedule has finally changed, and that will go into effect in a couple days, which means I no longer have to wake up at 4 a.m. That's how 4 to 5 a.m. is when I've been waking up to get ready for my shifts, because I've been given the early shifts, which sucks. But now I've been given more normal timed shifts, which means I don't have to take really long naps in the afternoon to rejuvenate myself. It means I can work on art as soon as I get home after a nice dinner. And I'm hoping that means I get to progress on my projects a bit more. I'm gonna have some more time off. It's gonna be great. Also, affiliate is still not set up. I'm hoping that it will be set up by next week at least, at the latest. There's just a few more things I need to do. But yes, I'm hoping for that to get done, and for February to be maybe not quite a fresh start, because I don't think I'm gonna suddenly get good at streaming, but I'm hoping for it to get better, and an improvement at least. Kylie Bell says, "This is my first live stream of yours. I'm so excited. I don't usually stay up this late." Why are you staying up this late? Go to bed. I post the VODs sometimes on my VOD channel, if you look up Effie VODs. So if you miss a stream, it's totally okay. Get those good Z's. Unless you don't have anything going on tomorrow, in which case, hello. Yeah, anyway. I do tend to ramble. Hello, Slime Charmer. Yeah, let me just type in the chat. Oh, my tea's been into it too long. Oh no. I lost track of time yapping. This happens a lot. It is too hot for me to taste, but the tea seeped a little longer than I wanted to. Oh, wait. Why is it not lined up? Hang on a second. My body movement is not lined up with my... the rest of me. Let's see. Yeah, what's that about? Still not lined up. I'm troubleshooting. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Okay, now if we press this button, there we go. It lines up now. May I have the failed tea and you make new tea? Well, we'll see how it tastes first. I haven't tried it yet, but yes, I love to share tea. Also, I think this works, even though I'm inside the chat window a little bit. I think it's still visible. I think it still works. Yeah. Anyways, as promised, we're gonna head into Live 2D real quick, so I can adjust some settings. Monk. Still need a stinger transition for that, but... Hello, Alistair! What's up? Welcome to my stream. We're taking a quick peek inside Live 2D to look at my model that I made myself. That's right, I'm an artiste. And... okay, I already fixed the eye shine and the iris. So now when he squints like this, it's not in effect yet, but once I save it and export it, when he does this, like, eye squinty, it's not gonna fall out of the... it's not gonna invade the iris. It's gonna stay outside of it. So... like, you can see it's outside the iris now, but then when he squints, it enters the iris. I don't really like that very much, so... That's why we're changing it. That's already done. Also, top eye toggle on makes it stay open. I both love and hate Live 2D. It's such a program. You drew that? Opens wallet, it's empty. That's okay. I don't do commissions very much. I don't like to offer commissions or requests a lot because I feel like it adds a lot of pressure to the art making process. Right now, I don't need to, I guess, make money off of my art in that way, so I choose not to. I think if I was under pressure, I would not produce as much art. But then again, I haven't had a lot of practice at it, so I don't know. I'm nervous. At doing, I guess I'm more nervous about drawing other people's characters. I'm always nervous that I'm like not doing them justice. But mostly editing the eyes right now. So the head. I'm gonna have to turn off the hair. Everyone's gotta be really cool about this. Please, actually no, I'm not gonna turn off the hair. I don't want bald head. OMG, same. I mean, my art is mid as episode. There's another reason I don't draw for myself. Aw, it's okay. I think everyone's art kind of starts off a little mid, but it always gets better if you keep at it. And if you just want to keep it stylized, that's cool too. I think if the art gets too close to real life, like photorealistic, it can either look really, really good or really, really uncanny. And sometimes that's what people go for. I prefer a more cartoony style. I think it verges on an anime style, but it's more, I guess, cartoony is what I used to describe it. Yeah. I'm sure your art is fine. If I have the well, I don't think I have any old art on here. What do I? We will see. Maybe I'll bring some up later. Or do I want that cringe experience? Anyways, what I was going to find were... Where is the bottom eyes? Eye toggle, small eye toggle? That's it. It's this one. So this field between these two is too wide. Where is it? There it is. I just remembered. Oh no, okay. To do this, I'm gonna have to do a lot of things. Okay, we gotta lock the eyebrows so they don't move. And I'm gonna have to open up... Oh, you can't see it right now. I used to send PNG models I drew for myself, but I ended up scrapping those and just commissioning some reactives instead. Oh. I'd be curious to see what they look like. I think that could be fun. Do you stream as well? I guess you must. Let me see. Click on your account. Will it let me open it? Not on OBS. Hold on. Oops. Where's the chat? No. Slime Charmer, there we go. That's not the right button. How do I go to your account? There we go. I'm curious. Aw, your page dolls are very cute. I need to get more involved in the community, to be honest. I just had no time. Wait, don't look at my Twitch machine. Scroll too far in clips and you'll see the old model. Yeah. I see a couple different ones. I like the diversity. I'll have to stop by sometime. I barely had time to stream, so I've had little to no time to watch people's streams. But should catch an art stream of yours sometime. That would be fun. For now, though, let's see. I forgot. The last time I did this, I did adjust some stuff, but you have to highlight a bunch of things. Shoot. Okay, crap. Oh yeah, you can't see. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna move Effie a little bit. Okay. Everything on this right side, I basically have to highlight a bunch of things. Everything except the irises, to be H. So the irises are gonna be hidden. Shoot. No, I think the slits ever get affected? No, the slits don't. So I guess those also hide. I'm gonna have to open up all of these. Oh wait, I forgot. I should put on some music that isn't my music. Some good vibes. I do have a newer PNG models I use from time to time that I drew myself. It's just a bit much on the hardware I use. Yeah. Sometimes it does take a lot out of the OBS. Wait a sec. These feel like good vibes. Let me know how loud that is in comparison to me. Anyway, I have to highlight a bunch of stuff. Okay, that's the end. This is the iris. We're gonna actually lock that. I'll lock all the iris layers. There wouldn't be this many layers if I didn't have two sets of, or so many eyes. It's a mess. Ah, here it is. Turn that off. And then I'm gonna have to remember to turn them back on again. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3. Actually, I can color this, I think. Yes, alright. Iris layer. Iris layer 2. Iris layer 3. Iris level 4. Okay. Okay, so this one, I think. Shoot. Wait, why is that one not? Oh, wait, I think I know why. Also, I realized I've only ever done 2 art streams since I started, and they were both this month long. I think it's fun to share the art process with people, or in general. Or just to archive it for your own personal reasons to look back on. That's why I'm doing it. Why is this one weird? Oh, he kind of looks freaky without his irises in there. Effie is a villain. I'm not going to be able to explain a lot of what I'm doing, because I don't really know how to describe it, really. But... it's a lot of... grabbing stuff. Ooh, wait, what did I do wrong here? That one, this one, that one, this one? What? You do one thing to the what's it with the thingamabob. Yeah. Okay, so the eye is made, each eye is made up of a bunch of these little things, and each of them has, I guess, they call them parameters on each of these pegs, so when they hit a certain peg, they do something, and so each layer is, it's primed to change its shape depending on the parameters and the art mesh that's connected each parameter. I don't know. And I'm just trying to change the variables at which they do the thing that they do. That explained nothing. I don't know how to do. I click the funny buttons, and sometimes it makes the eyes go blur. I wish I could help, but unfortunately I'm clueless about this. Yeah, sorry this isn't really a thrilling stream right now, but I think it's important. Why does this one not have layers there? What does that mean? What did I do wrong? Whee! Okay. I think what that means is... Is it glue? I ask rhetorically. Okay, well, whatever. Here. Get an explanation script from Google. Uh-oh. What is not correct? Oh, yeah, right, that one. I have to skip some of these. Damn it. Okay, basically I just have to select the parts I want to move, and it's not all of them, it's just most of them. And some of them I don't want to pick. And I can't remember which ones I do and don't want. Not that one. So I want to highlight basically just the ones above this yellow one. And if it stops highlighting those, it means I click the bad one. Okay, good. That should be all of them. So now what I want to do is adjust. I need to lower this threshold, so... Okay. Okay, now it opens to there. We want it to be a full open here. So instead of this, oh, you can't see it. Whoopsie daisies. What is still connected here? Interesting. Anyways, now we look. This opens up way faster. I don't know what's selected here. These don't have anything on them. Where's this one? Okay, that looks fine. Now if we turn this back on, I'm gonna test this real quick, and you won't be able to see it, but I'll be able to see it. Okay, I think that looks good. Save. Thank you for your patience, everybody. I think I fixed the thing I wanted to fix. So now, since I have Live Duty open, if anyone wants to see something, I can't explain it well, but I can try to show you. Honestly, this model is built with blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of spit and duct tape. I don't know. I had to jerry-rig a lot of it because I didn't understand a ton of it. I'm very proud of how it came out, though. I tried my hardest with my first model. And again, let me know if the music is too loud for you. I just need to save it, which is taking a bit. Then I can show you the fruits of my labor. Oh yeah, I forgot my tea. It's still very hot, but... Ironically, to drink my tea, the model has to look down as I sip, instead of the up motion. What are channel points? I know this is ignorant. I only downloaded this to watch this channel. Aw, well thank you, Kylie Bell. That's a high compliment. I got you to download a full platform, I guess. If I understand it correctly, channel points will only come into effect once I activate my affiliate membership. I think that's on the streamer end. I'm gonna set it up by next week. That's my goal. I was just waiting on some things, and now I finally got the things, so hoping to set that up. From my understanding, channel points are accumulated through watch time. So the more you watch my stream, or if you watch an entire stream, you'll earn X amount of points by the end of it. They are limited to that channel or exclusive to that channel. So, say you watch another streamer who isn't me, you'll get channel points for their channel, and then they're separate from the channel points you'll get from my channel from watching my streams. And you can apply them towards different redeems, Twitch redeems, I guess, rewards that the Twitch streamer sets up. So sometimes they can be like little alerts or animations if it's a artsy person. They can be fun memes or something. I don't know. It's up to the Twitch person's discretion. They are, I guess, free, invisible internet points though, so you don't really spend money for them. You just earn them through watching. They're different from bits, from my understanding, which is money. I've still yet to set those up, but hello, Nerd Knight. What's up? Hello. I'm a bit scattered tonight, as I am most nights, but I'm trying to stay focused. I am exporting some adjustments to my Live 2D model, and then I'll be working on the same commission I've been working on every last stream. That's a better, more concise way of saying it. Loyalty points. I came in when we were trying to explain it. Me explaining anything is like falling down a flight of stairs, so thank you for the concise explanation. Just waiting for some exports. Then, yeah. We'll switch over from Alive 2D to my Clip Studio Paint. But if anyone has any questions about my model while I still have it open, I will not explain it well, but I can try to show you something, probably. There's some things I still want to add into the model at some point. Like, I want to add a pair of glasses for Effie to wear sometimes. It would only apply to the two main eyes. The big eye doesn't get glasses, and the little eyes don't get glasses. I gotta lurk. Okay. Bye, Nerd Night. Or I guess you're sticking around, but... yeah. Okay, let's see if it worked. Oh wait, the big test is to go into big mode. There we go. They do go a bit lower than I want them to, but that's okay. Actually, no, it's not okay. Let's change it. Back into my settings, go. Let's see. Part of this was that. Here it is. This disable lock. And this one. Disable lock. Okay. Basically, this is fine. But when the eye lowers even further, too low. I like it that height. But we need to change both closing heights. Be a little bit taller, so... eye smile should be on. Yeah, still a little higher. This does kind of ruin the parallax a little bit, as it's not totally moving down the eye, but it's what I prefer, so... I like to squint a lot, and I can't have it being too low over my eyes, so... And once I do it to one side, I can apply that to the other side. So now we take this, Control-Shift-C, Control-Shift-V, should apply to this side as well. And now I have to save this, the export. I can't really list the YouTube tutorials I watched to make this model. The one I highly recommend is the V-Bridger tutorial, like the official 5-part V-Bridger tutorial. Yes, with built-in tongue toggle. Even though it's kind of weird, I did it for completionist's sake. I don't ever use Effie's tongue toggle, but I can't get it to look right ever. I have Effie's tongue toggle set to a button push because it's broken. it kept clipping through my teeth, so I only turned it on at select moments. I couldn't fix it. Not that smart. Yeah, the V-Bridger tutorial is my main recommendation. Because it's very descriptive. There are some parts that I got kind of confused about, but it just kind of par with the course, I think, with Live 2D. If you are attempting Live 2D, you are attempting this, and you are struggling with the V-Bridger tutorial, what I ended up finding my biggest, I guess, mistake is that I would try to copy and paste or select from the side menu on the left, like this one, with all the meshes in this order, and for some reason selecting stuff from this side didn't produce the same results versus selecting layers from the other side, which I think is better somehow. I don't pretend to understand Live 2D, I just sometimes use it. Yeah. I did have to attempt the tongue toggle tutorial, I think 3 times, maybe more. I used PNG Tuber Plus, but I had to wrap PNG Tuber, but I had to WAP to PNG Tuber Remix because Plus kept freezing. I don't entirely know the difference between those. I think one is... Oh, swap. Swap, I mean swap. It's okay. I don't really understand the difference between Plus and Remix. I saw a video on them, and then I got them mixed up. I think one is, like... They're very similar from what I saw, because I did attempt to use one of them. I can't remember which one before. It's like one improved on the code of the other, but they're not made by the same person, I think is what I understand. Plus stopped getting updates, and Remix is built on the bones of Plus, but is overall a better experience. Yeah, that's what I heard. Okay. Interesting, interesting. I attempted to make a model in one of those. I think it was the first one, probably. But I didn't... I could have put more effort into it, I think, but I didn't do it the best that I could. Hello, Dragon Mirror! Hello, we're in Live 2D today. I am slowly exporting my things. I made a tiny adjustment, and now Live 2D is taking forever to apply it. Let me know how the sound is, once more, as always. I can turn it down on my end, but it's different from turning it down on your end. Alright, cool. Turn down brightness on my pad. I'm still working on the commission from last time, as I always am. But I'm hoping to try and really get at it this week. I keep going out of town for reasons, but for the next couple weeks I'm gonna be in town, which means I'll be at my laptop, or my PC. Won't let me zoom out. Just kind of stuck on my face for a bit. Until it's finished exporting. Fun fact about the FE model, which I think I showed last time, but I can't remember. At some point, I made it so unoptimized that it just stopped saving. It wouldn't let me save the file. So I had to reconfigure a lot of it. Oh, there we go. So this file is very unoptimized, even though I fixed some of it. A lot of it isn't great. And that's because I gave it so many hand toggles. There's the drawing tablet model. Well, let's go to showcase mode, huh? Where am I? There I am. There's the drawing tablet. There's the gamer mode, which we all know and love. There is tea time. I have peace sign mode, victory mode. I've got heart mode. Oh, I guess maybe you can see some of these better this way. Got heart mode 2. I've got the wave, which used to apply to both hands, but I couldn't apply any more functions to the my right hand, your visually left hand, because of how many parameters this pen thing took. So, yeah. Don't stack this many toggles unless you know how to optimize it, or else the program will get kind of mad at you. And you don't want Live 2D to be mad at you, do you? Anyways. Fun. Test mode. We have to test it out. There we go. Now the eye shines do what I want them to. Because I like to squint a lot. Let's go back to front. Actually, no, we need big eyes. I lowered the threshold on these, but I don't think I lowered it enough. Yeah. Sorry, guys. It's gonna take a bit longer than I... Oh well. Or is it fine? No, if I stare straight ahead, it's... I think it's just the distance between the bottom eye's opening. So, back to the grind! Hopefully, well, I know which ones to grab now, I think. That one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. This one. Oh, not that. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one. This one, this one, this one, this... Nope, not that one, that one. This one, this one, this one. This one. 1, 2. It's this middle ground I don't like as much. There's no man's land here. Can't zoom in on that. 115. I'm aware you can't see it, and I apologize. Like this extra window pops up. Okay, I am covering it. Let's see. I need to adjust this again. Okay, I can make it wider, but I can't, like, make it taller. That did not seem to work the way I wanted it to. Why is it not saving? Ah. Okay. What is this line? Huh? What is this? Which layer is that? Oh. What? Not listening to me. Now it did. There we go. Sorry. Which one is this? The left one? I need to do the right one now. For some reason, didn't. Alright, one more time. I gotta try grab all of them this time. You can't hear it, but my computer just started whirling. I like this song. This one's nice. I think the war is almost over. Hang on a sec. Which one is that? What is happening there? The mask is losing. Oops. Okay, now it's almost over. I just need to fix a bit more. Now in this no man's zone, it doesn't do the eye thing, but then it does up here. That's good. And this no man's zone, it doesn't do the eye thing, but here. Yeah. Well, a little awkward. Oh, that's because it wasn't on both sides. I don't like those touching. Something is off. No man's zone, open, good. This is awkward middle section where it is. think it's just the bottom eyes that... Where is it? What is this? This is basically what I did when doing the model. There's just a lot of testing. Okay, I think that's fine. There's some discrepancies with it, but I think they happen too fast that no one will notice. The real test will be when I export it and like look at the camera. See, what it's doing right now is not what I want. This sort of half stage. So I'm hoping that this fixes that. However, there's a chance that it might not. Actually, what? No, wait, that's too big of a discrepancy. If that's like when it blinks, it does that? Oh no! Oh, that's a simple fix. Okay. Just gotta grab these guys. Oops, nope, wrong one. Okay. I hope this looks good. Me every time I export from Live 2D. This is what I get for trying to give my model too many eyes. But Effie still looks fantastic. My music. No. Thank you, Zero. It is exporting once again, and I think this time I'm just gonna close Live 2D and we'll move on to the next thing. I'll accept the results, though I do hope they look good. I do hope that they fix my eyes. I just want the default staring straight ahead to not be this half stage. I just want it to be one or the other. I think it will fix. Because I want to be able to show off the bottom eyes a lot more. They've just always been kind of janky. Like, I gotta tilt my head a lot for you to see them. Ooh, here we go. Refresh. They are a lot more snappier. Hmm. I think they're okay. Long trick to get to that one, though. Eee. Alrighty. Ah, that's... There we go. Back to this then. There, now I can look at chat. Right, we were at the the keyframe phase of this project. Okay, we need the kid to be out of the way. And I need my drawing pen. That is an important aspect of this project. Here it is. Okay. Stabilization is way down. Okay, I am progressing, which is good. Progress is good. I'm gonna mostly steal him again. Actually, no, I'm not. I mostly just need his head. character been reduced to 1 hair clip. He doesn't get the 2 that he deserves, because I don't want to keep track of 2 of them. Justice for Keem. Thank you, Dragon Mir. I do much better on the second pass, which is the line art phase. This is still just the sketch. I don't know why, I mean, the line art phase is when you have to lock in a little bit more, but even though I have more freedom to just do whatever, in the sketch phase, I just want to know what to do. I want the guidelines to already be in place, so then I can kind of mindlessly trace them around. Didn't he have a sleeve? Yeah. You do want to be intentional about your line choices, but sometimes it's nice to just let go. Let God take the wheel. If all goes well, I'll be on Wednesday, and I might have something interesting to show y'all. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. A gift, perhaps, from the almighty AMK. AMK is, of course, our resident shrimp memer. Also, perhaps one day also VTuber. Looks kindly at the camera, AMK. I think the transition between the eye forms is gone because of what I did, but I can't tell if it's a good thing or not, because on one hand, it is snappier to maybe a uncomfortable degree, But on the other hand, we definitely don't have the in-between stage anymore, which is, I guess, the cause of the snappiness. Need to go to sleep. So far, have a good stream. Thanks for stopping by, Kelly Bell. Kylie Bell? Sorry, Kylie Bell. Thanks for downloading Twitch and staying up so late. Hopefully next time I'll have, well, maybe not Wednesday next time, but next Saturday, hopefully I'll have my affiliate up and running so you can earn those sick channel points. Maybe. Hopefully. That's the goal. Bye. We're cheating. We're gonna copy and paste the eyeball. I'm not drawing it again. Hello, Hot Rod. We're back in the building again. Hello, Hot Rod. You missed a quiet bit of Live 2D, and then... This guy looks wild with his eyes open. I don't like it. We'll have to watch the VOD later. It's boring, but it's okay. I was adjusting my eye settings in a bit of intrigue. I don't like the big eyes. Let's make them not big. I say making them bigger. What I meant is I don't like them circular. I don't like them circle and small. I like big eyes, but not like that. Yeah. This is better. Hands were never my specialty, but we can give it a go. How's the animation been coming along? Well, since we were in Live 2D for the most part, it's kind of starting up again. We're adding some keyframes in. We just need all the keyframes, which is a couple more. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess 6 more of those, and then I guess then I'm gonna start line art. The lining phase. When it comes to the in between the keyframes, I'm just going to wing it between the keyframes, because or I'm gonna just wing it with the line art, because once the main stages are out, I don't have to worry about it so much. I'm basically just tracing these and then doing the middles. Which hopefully I will be able to do a bit more off stream now that I'm not traveling for a bit. Traveling for a while. Basically, I've just been going back and forth to my parents' house a bunch for some stuff. But it's getting there. Hopefully I can finish it before long. And then we can move on to animating Effie instead. This is part of the reason why I don't want to do commissions, is I'm just super slow at doing the arts. Not a critique, just a fact. I could be a bit faster. Oops. At least we're not having the tech problems we had last time. I'm gonna steal this arm just for the sketch. Everyone at my work is super pumped for the Super Bowl for living here in America. I've never been a big football fan, so I could care less, really. I don't like the eyes. They're supposed to kind of widen in realization. It's much more fun to play a sport than to watch. Yes. The opposite is true about video games, just kidding. Listen, sometimes I don't want the stress of playing a horror game. I'd rather watch someone else have the aneurysm, you know? Oh yeah, I forgot about my tea. Take a tea sip. Okay. I like these eyes better. So we do want... Actually, can I just steal his head? It's the sketch phase anyway. It doesn't matter. I'll draw each individual frame when we get to the line art with minimal copying, probably. There'll be some copying, but not as much. Most of animation is just the same frame over and over again anyway. Or not the same frame, but a lot of similar art pieces, just to the sheer fact of what it is. Moving image. I don't want to be screaming or knocking things over. I've always wanted to play on a Minecraft SMP though. I think that could be fun. With slight roleplay elements. Squash and stretch. But it's a human head. Song's kind of jazzy. It's fun. Okay, stealing that frame. These ones are mostly just facial expressions. I've been thinking about RPG Maker lately. One of the projects I want to do after all the FE assets are finished is an RPG Maker game. I want to do a test game first, so just to kind of get used to the program, test, not make it too big of a project, make it manageable. And so far I've got I guess 2 options for it. One is kind of, a classic wake up in a basement escape room kind of game. And then the other one is more of a visual novel where you're just talking to people. I guess the puzzle one is also kind of you're just talking to things, except you're talking to puzzles. But I think maybe I'll try both as kind of demos of the program. I actually think the escape room one would be a bit easier because all you're dealing with is variables and then trying to make something that's a lot more player interaction focused. But then making something more like a visual novel is more, you're messing with NPCs and stacked events. And let us play it too, right? Yeah, I guess I'd have to make an itch.io page or something so people could download it. One of the big projects I've got planned for the far, far, far future, once I'm super good at a lot of different things all at once, is I want to make a big scope game. Probably still an RPG Maker. But that's very far away. So I want to eventually get good at it. So I know you can do a lot of incredible things in RPG Maker if you know what to do and you have the plugins and you know how to utilize them well. I've got an account on the RPG Maker forums. Let's see. Because I was showing off those sprites from earlier. Let's see here. One of them is this one. Where is she? Where is she? There she is. Oh, why is she split apart? I have the finished one somewhere. Kinda hard to see her, which is why she's on a white background. Yeah, this is Majorie. This is not for the puzzle game, this is for something else. Or this would be for something else. This would be for a bigger scope game. Not the big one I'm thinking about. I've got like 3 stages of projects. Tutorial for me level ones, which is just kind of throwaway story. Well, I guess that's not true. I don't want to discredit them. I did put thought into them. Maybe like one-shot stories, let's call them. And then I got another idea for one, which would be this one, which is more of like a chapter by chapter. Maybe there'll be 3 chapter. And then the big scope game, which is also chapter. Yeah. Her hair is a bit transparent, because I kind of wanted to mimic I don't know, hair locks. So that's why it looks green on the green background. It's red on the red one. She's a bit see-through. I don't know if I like that or not. Maybe. I think it's the eyes that make her look like she'd fit in a horror game. It's because of the shade over the eyes. If they were pure white, then maybe it wouldn't look like that. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. I kind of like the shade over the eyes, but it does kind of give her an ominous look. Maybe I'll change the hue of it, because that's the same one that I was making a Little Morgan in. Little Morgan is for a test. I probably wouldn't use Little Morgan, unfortunately. Oh, wait. Oh, that's when I was doing the legs all wrong. Where is Morgan Sprite? Here it is. The walking forward and backwards is pretty easy. The side to side is where it gets annoying. Because of the arms. But yeah, I was messing around with how I like the sprites to look. So this is my base for them. Kind of rudimentary. Gets the job done though. The Jester one? Yeah, Jester Morgan. Well, he's not quite in his Jester form here. He's kind of in his base form. Is a regular little guy, silly little guy form. I don't have a Jester sprite for him. He's very cute though. Look at him. I love Morgan so much. I love you, Morgan. I love you, Morgan. His little teeps. I don't know. Yeah. She's got like a bit of a smile. I have yet to draw the main character for the horror basement story. But I do have the main character picked out. I might redesign him. Because I drew him a long while ago, but he might get a redesign. This is Sean. His name is Sean. Jonathan O'Reilly. I'm gonna put him in a basement. He would not like being in a basement. Very much. He is a program analyst for some kind of company. Well, he's a program analyst slash project manager for a humanitarian organization. He's pretty good at his job. Oh, I thought those were piercings. That is a phone Bluetooth thingy-majig. This guy has narcolepsy. He has not slept. I think he might also be diabetic. I don't know. He's got some, like... He's in his 30s. Doesn't look like it, but he's stressed out of his mind. Don't worry about it. Oh, and that girl? Oh. Nah. Yeah. Those are... maybe my plans. We'll see. We'll see how far I get. I was gonna use the girl for a more, a larger... I guess we have, like, base games here, big game. One shot. Her game would probably be in the middle here. It's like, maybe... like, this one's probably gonna have, like, 1 or 2 endings. This one will probably have a couple more, many. And then my big game, I want to have different, larger scope. But that's for future Effie to figure out. I'd be excited to write Sean dialogue. He's got a very, dry... Well, actually, he doesn't have a dry person. I guess he might have a dry personality. He's... he is a, he's a very kind man, but he's not a very nice man, if that makes sense. Like, he would help you, move a couch, but he would complain the whole damn time. He'll help you do anything if you ask him, but if you don't ask him, he's not gonna know if you have something you need help with, or... He's not a mind reader. He doesn't act like such. If you tell him that you're doing okay, he will take it at face value. He will just believe you. Even if he knows it's not true, it's like, well, you said you were okay. Alright. And then he'll go about his business. He's not... I hesitate to say he's inconsiderate, but he's the kind of guy that you have to communicate what's going on with you if you want him to do something about it. I'm thinking about his job as more of like a program manager, like a guy who manages people. He will take care of any problem you throw at him, but you have to be the one to kind of give it to him. If he notices something, he'll inquire about it. But if you're like, no, everything's fine, I got it under control, he'll be like, okay, sure. Whatever you say. He might squint at you a little. He's a bit judgmental. But I like him. I enjoy his character. I think it's kind of fun to write. Honestly, I don't think we need this one. I think it'd just be like... going to sleep. Good night, nerd night. Goodbye. Thanks for stopping by. Hmm. How many frames do I have left? Oh. Maybe more than I thought. Here, what we're gonna do is... Wait, why does he disappear? Why did I do that? Okay. Gonna go up here, gonna go to our edit track, and... Nope, that's not it. Rename in timeline order. Okay. I feel like this should go here. Move the hand around. Be in position. Thank you. Working hard-ish. I know I'm not the greatest animator ever, but I get the job done, for the most part. Okay. His finger just turns into a cartoony one. And how your character sways when he is walking. You mean at the beginning? Yeah, I don't know. I thought the arms were a little fun. He's a pretty stiff character. He's coming with sass. He's unintentionally one of the really funnier characters. He's not mine, by the way. He belongs to... what's their name on the internet? It's... As... As... And... Arts. I know how to pronounce words. It is more difficult username for me to pronounce. This is where I delete his outfit and just copy and paste the one from before. Then I do it in red so I can erase the parts where I overlap. Then I cannot hear. There's nothing beyond. I can turn on the audio and loop it. Oh wait, it didn't. There we go.
Are you going to tell me what's going on?
I would, but I think explaining it might give us both an aneurysm.
Are you going to tell me what's going on?
I would, but I think explaining it might give us both an aneurysm.
That's what it's supposed to sound like. Why can't I get rid of this layer? Okay, I guess that means I have 2 more frames to go. Yeah. Gotta give it about the mustache. Like, mouth consistency is gonna lock in when I do the lip sync. Until then, it doesn't really need to. Kinda weird seeing the nose on the other side. He'll be mouthless until then, yeah. I actually don't mind the lip sync, but I really need to lock in for it. I can't listen to anything because you're just listening to the audio and then drawing mouth shapes that sound okay. You just keep flipping back and forth, like scrubbing the timeline until it sounds adequate. I don't mind if I have time for it. It can be tedious on a time crunch, but such is life, such is animation. That's just the way things are. His mustache will be a little lower. His scruff. Yeah. I'm not always the greatest at lip sync, but I don't mind it. I enjoy it from time to time. Do I have any other images of Sean? I have his old design. I haven't drawn him all that much. No. I will. I don't want his head to sink down too low. He's already... Okay, yeah. Just gonna, again, steal his outfit here. Maybe some big shift. His hand definitely does. He's really thinking about this hard. He's like, The music is... The Relaxed Movement, Relaxing Vibes, 12 hours of copyright-free background music. By The Relaxed Movement. On YouTube. Because I like copyright-free music in this household. I'm gonna take a tea sip. That almost splashed all over my computer. I say computer, what I mean is my keyboard. Still bad, but could be worse. Tea today. Alright, you weren't here for the tea time. It is a loose leaf black tea. Loose. I think it's Paris. Let me see if I can find it. I got it from a local... Yeah, okay. It's Harney and Sons Paris flavored black tea. Loose leaf. I just have it with some sugar today. Usually I add a bit of cream. It is a bit of it gets kind of strong if you leave it in past 4 or 5 minutes. So I try to be quick to not let it steep too long. But yeah. I think this one is like, well, it was cheaper. It's like $10 or something, maybe more, maybe less, at my local world market. And I enjoyed it. I don't go through a lot of it. I've only gone through 1 tub in the course of a year, I think. Not tub, but like a little container. Yeah. I'm adding one more keyframe here that isn't this face. I guess we could turn that layer off. I need maybe this one, like, the position is fine. Head snapping up a little bit. And then it can, I guess, rotate into that. This character technically doesn't express all that much. He's canonically emotionless. However, I'm taking creative liberties in the animation, else he'd just be like, no. Explaining it would be bad. Blah, 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 blah. One more cursory glance through my... I have this fan fiction for this fandom, which I've mentioned before, but I'm not going to mention the fandom here right now. But anyway, I was writing my fan fiction. I haven't updated it in, I think, almost 2 years now. It's getting close. I'm a couple months away, perhaps. But I decided to chip away at some new chapter. I'm trying my best. It's writing. It's hard. Even when you have an outline. I'd argue sometimes that makes it harder, because you're trying to follow all the points in your outline. And also making it make sense from going from point A to point B to point C. But I'm hoping to get a chapter out for the 2-year last chapter anniversary, so I don't get any more shit for it. It is a story I want to tell. what I'm passionate about. I just... writing... What do you mean I have to actually write it? I gotta put words on the paper? Make it come true? Hold on a sec. Alright, back to the grind. I'm going to turn off my key light. It is hurting my eyes. I only use it because it improves the tracking, supposedly, but also my eyes! Crying, 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 crying. Maybe he should get clothes. As a treat. I personally hate when fanfics go on long hiatus, but then I take forever to write my own, so I perhaps am a hypocrite in that area. Like, where are my updates? Say not updating. I want to read about good characterization. And sometimes a fanfic author knows the characters just so much more than the author seems to. Or not the author, but like the creator of the franchise. Or they can elevate the piece in such a way that you're like, actually, this might be better than the work itself. Not a lot, but sometimes. It's mostly when it comes to like corporate, not corporate, but like not indie stuff. It doesn't really work that well for indie stuff. Obviously, an indie creator will probably know their creation a lot more, but a more manufactured, studio-made work might not be as thought out as like an author, a passionate fan can write sometimes. I guess it depends. At least in my opinion. Like I've yeah. Like sometimes the work will mention or play with a concept that it doesn't go all the way with, and it's kind of disappointing. It's like, why? You could go so much further with that. We could have so much fun with this concept that you've introduced. And then they don't do it. And that part of the character's not explored. And you're a little sad about it. And you understand that sometimes a work has a limited amount of episodes to work with. But you introduced such a cool concept. And no, I'm not talking about Has-Been Hotel. I'm talking about Final Space. I loved Final Space as a TV show. Olin Rogers, why? I mean, it's not his fault, but they had a couple episodes that introduced this really interesting concept that they just didn't explore, and I was so sad about it. Spoilers for Final Space? I'm not sure how many people care too much about that show, but let's just say that there's like a time travel plot line in it. There's a couple time travel plot lines in it, but for one of them, a character goes back in time and mentions falling in love with another character, right? And there's an episode called All the Times They Met, or something like that. And you're like, ooh, reading the description, thinking about the time travel, like, oh, all the times they met. This character must have gone back in time a lot, like, repeating it a bunch just to save the one they love or something like that. That sounds like an interesting plotline. But then the episode only shows one time that they met. Only one time that they met, and then it went wrong. Not all the times they met, just the time they met. And I was like, why would you name it that? That's not the only thing, but it's the one that comes to mind. I'm like, what? You can't name it that and then not... It's called The First Times They Met. Times, that's plural. And then there's another episode where a character gets stuck in like a, it's not really a time loop, but more of a temporary small time abyss where they grow up, I think, or like they live 20-ish years in a time abyss. And when they're pulled out of it, they still have the memories of being in the time abyss, but then they go back to acting the way they were. Like, the character development reset, status quo, came along. And, like, well, we could explore that trauma a little bit. Getting stuck in a time abyss sucks. Greatly. Maybe we explore that a little bit more. But no. That's fine. It's fine. Totally fine. Not like I cared about what this trauma might do to the character and was excited to see how they might fare outside the Time Abyss, but you know, shrug. In the Time Abyss, they lost a character that was very close to them, but then once they're outside of it and reunited with the character they lost, they're like, this is fine, this is cool, back to the status quo, la 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 la. It's like, what do you mean? You thought they were dead! Sometimes the side characters are just filler and fans want more lore of that character. I know that sometimes the side characters aren't meant to be as explored, but sometimes the side characters are more interesting than the main character. Maybe. Like, they don't even have to usurp the main character in interesting character traits, but I think some of that could add to the plot sometimes. Maybe you can expand on it a little. Perhaps, mayhaps. Especially, well, I mean, if you have an ensemble cast, are they really just side characters, or are they not just also main characters? Like, for Final Space, I think the crew of the ship, because it's in space, I think all of them are mostly main characters. There are some that I would consider more side characters that are like less interesting, but for the most part, when you kind of have like a crew type of cast, I consider that ensemble. That's like everyone in there should be somewhat important, right? They're not all fodder. We can explore them a little bit, perhaps. Like, at least give them their own episode at some point. Maybe that's not true for all things. Maybe I'm wrong. I've not actually written or finished or completed a full animated series. I've not written one in practice. I've not created one in actuality. So maybe I'm wrong when it comes to that kind of thing. I don't know. But I feel like maybe we could get a little bit more exploration sometimes of some of these other guys. Perhaps. Who knows? I know, okay, so with Has-Been specifically, like Has-Been Hotel, when you get 8 episodes per season, there's like no time to exploit anything. So that one, I understand. But, and I mean, Final Space only had 10 episodes per season, which isn't a whole lot more. But they didn't have that big of an ensemble cast. Shrugging. Okay, maybe not. Maybe a side character, or someone who's less of a main character doesn't need a full episode dedicated to whatever they've got going on. But if you introduce like something interesting about one of them, and then it's never mentioned or utilized or expanded upon ever again, it's a little sad, I guess. Like, that's one of my favorite things in media, is when like a side trait of a character is like mentioned or offhandedly, or just is a joke quality, and then it comes in clutch, like the 11th hour. It's like, wait, I wish we had someone who's really good at cards. Oh my gosh, this character is really good at cards. Or, I don't know. Sometimes people love the side gremlins, yeah. It's like, okay, maybe they don't deserve their whole full episode to themselves. Maybe that's a little greedy, but I guess if you mention a trait or or mention like an aspect of a side character, I want to see at least, maybe you don't have to go into the full backstory of it, but it'd be nice to see it pop up now and again, like relevancy. Make it a little relevant, or make it something they do without flanderizing them somehow. Don't let it be just like a throwaway line and then it's never mentioned again. Especially if you end up in a setting where it seems like their trait would be relevant. Maybe what I'm trying to say is don't forget the little guys. Don't forget them. They can be important too. I say that, except the clown guy, my little jester guy, Morgan, he's technically not a main character in the series that he appears in. He's technically a side character, I guess, or more of a dragonist. That's not how I pronounce it. Let me see, how was it pronounced again? Deuteragonist. He's more of a deuteragonist. In the series I'm imagining putting him in, his backstory doesn't really get touched on until, like, way later. But sometimes they give them traits that make no sense sometimes. Like what? I'm just curious. I know I'm struggling to come up with examples, but... his hair should probably have flipped around. I don't really like how it looks. Let's see, how did it look here? I guess that's what his hair looked like. It's just he's missing his side pieces. Like, that give him a trait that isn't needed for a problem that they never have shown or used it for. Oh yeah, like that. That makes sense. I thought you meant like a trait that literally doesn't make sense in general. This character can walk through walls. It's ever mentioned again. I can see that happening, yeah. Like JoJo's. Never read or watched JoJo's. The art style is very off-putting to me. That's also the reason I haven't started One Piece. Also, One Piece is really long. That's why I haven't started One Piece. Got his hair. Oops. I'm trying to think of examples, but I haven't actually watched a lot of shows lately. But I know this sometimes happens. I guess it's the continuity that I just yearn for. I like it when things have continuity. Like, if you mention something, maybe it doesn't have to pop up again, but if it does, that's all the better for it. Sorry, but later on it's just crazy. That also is a lot of mangas, or animes to me. Trying to think. I was watching, oops, not that. I might just be speaking out of my ass sometimes. It's like I can't even remember anything. Any franchises or like shows I've watched. Brain empty. Oh, okay, well. This is a funnier example, but okay, if you ever watched Link Click, I mean that show's like a thriller mystery one, but one of the characters, not a spoiler by the way, one of the characters is like really good at basketball. And they mentioned it once, but then it keeps showing up in the show, and I'm like, that's so good. Like mentioned once, you think, oh, that's just an offhanded gag, but no, it's important. I like that consistency. It's like, we need a basketball player. I'm good for the job. I know somebody. I know a guy. Maybe that's what I really like is sometimes shows that, well, I mean, characters mention a trait or something they're good at, but then later on it becomes relevant. I'm like, oh, that's so good. I think it's not foreshadowing because it's way more direct, but it's more like, I know a guy. I know someone who can do that. I guess my favorite example right now that I can recall with my very good memory is Craig of the Creek. That's the cartoon show I really like that was on Cartoon Network. There is a plot line. Oh, that's what he's missing. He's missing his beard. Scruff. A plot line where the kids, I guess, go to like fictional war with some other kids, and so each kid gets to show off their very special talent. Well, it's like you spend the first couple seasons getting to know all the kids of the creek, all of their interests, what they like to do, how they play. I guess because they're kids. Like some kids are horse girls and they like to run around the creek. Some are like really good at swimming and they swim in the creek. Others are really good at biking and they bike around the creek. Blah 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 blah. And then you get to see them use their very special interest or talents or something and put them to work and to use and stuff, and it's really interesting. It's fun. You're like, oh, I know that guy. I know what he's good at. I know what he's passionate about. He's being important. Oh, look at her. She's using her magic bubble wand I knew about. It's pretty fun. I don't know what to call that. Just, I know a guy. And it always feels good. We like, wait, isn't this character really good at this? And you're right. Yes, yeah. He's so true. Exactly what I mean. I'm just gonna call it the I know a guy trope. I know a guy. Like for my characters, if Morgan is a evil jester, but he's also a compulsive liar. Like we need somebody to bluff. We need a gaslighter. Like I know a guy. I know a man who's right for the job. My time has come. And I like it when it's an actual skill and not just, we need someone who's super annoying. Or we need a dork to get picked on or something. I like it when it's actually like, we need someone who's good at XYZ. It's like, we know a guy. Maybe that's why I like Danganronpa so much. Is each character is really good at something. Happens a lot in Supernatural. Ever watched that show in its prime? I just know about Super Hell. Because that was all over Tumblr. We don't talk about Super Hell. How about Super Jail? I think I watched an episode of that. I thought it was interesting, but not interesting enough to continue. With the art style was very Adult Swim, and the warden looked like the one slur. I didn't watch a lot of Adult Swim shows, like the crazy original ones. Like I watched a little bit of Smiling Friends. It's not quite my humor, but I want to try and support. I don't know. Is it indie animation? Kinda, sorta. I guess kinda. Yeah. It can be a little bit too random wild for me. I do appreciate the different art styles in Smiling Friends. Like all the artists they get for it. Very cool. But the jokes and stuff either hit or they don't hit for me. I really like Pim though. He's fun. Little guy. Some Adult Swim shows just have like the ugliest art style you've ever seen. Not talking about Smiling Friends. There's another one I'm thinking about, and I'm like, are they having a competition for just like? The one with the hillbilly squids. I never watched that show, but I did see a commercial for it. The one I'm talking about is, I think it's... it's the Satan dog. Which, I mean, maybe par for the course, but it's like, to animate this, you're doing it in Flash, right? Or something like that. The designs are very detailed for something you want to do in Flash. And I'm like, I don't know. I saw like a commercial for it and I looked into it just out of curiosity and it was a bad idea. I mean, the show is grotesque for its own, for what it's about, but I also like the art style. This is nuts. Anyway. Oh, yeah, that never really made sense to me. The shows with like super. They'd be super detailed, but they're made in Flash, or I guess Animate CC now, or was it After Effects? I can't remember. Maybe they're in Toon Boom now, so maybe that makes it make sense, makes it easier. But some of the older ones, they were made in Flash. When Flash was still a thing. But they would have super detailed designs. And I'd always be like, wow, ambitious. But then I guess the animation was a bit more stilted in exchange, which makes sense. So if you see my mouse moving around, it's because or my Effie's pen moving around, it's because I'm looking at images on my browser. What was that one show I was really... yeah. Unicorn Warriors Eternal. This one had a really nice art style, like really unique. It was the... Gendy... I can't pronounce that last name. Unicorn Warriors Eternal had... a very... what's the word for it? Not quite rubber hose, but very comic book-esque art style. I forget what the term for it was, like a specific term. I was super excited for this show. I saw some of the art, concept art for it. Really hooked, really excited, thought it was a neat concept. I was unfortunately... well, I mean, it got cancelled, I think, before season 2. Yeah, concluded 2023 with no announcement regarding any potential second season, despite ending on a cliffhanger. This is a show I wanted to see more of, more exploration. I understand they had a limited bosodes, but also sad about the cancellation of it. Okay, so this show dealt with, I'm gonna spoil a little bit of it. It's the premise of the show, but also, I don't know if it's super relevant to folks. It's basically about, like, 3 spirits or people who kind of decide that they will be reincarnated over and over and over again to stop this evil force that keeps coming back. So as the evil force comes back, so do they. They reincarnate. But when they reincarnate into... It's basically spirits who pick hosts and take over the body of this host. And that host is now for, like, forever the new spirit until they die. And then the spirit goes back into the robot until they are needed again. So every time the spirits are let out of the robot, they basically just possess people until their death. Permanently. Full control. Like, it's not even shared control in most cases. It's just, you're now this other guy. He's possessing your body, and he owns it forever. And, that sucks. That's... I thought that was an interesting concept they could play with, which they do a little bit. But I feel like they could have played with it some more, because it's kind of a fun space, in my opinion. 2 people sharing a body for control. Especially when one of them is, like, literally trying to possess the other. The malicious intent. So, of the main cast of this series, one of them is the robot. One is this sorceress woman, I think. One is like this all-knowing, all-seeing monk, and the other one's like an elf with a sword. Of the series, two of those permanently possess the bodies of other people. Like, there's no debate about it, there's no wrestling for control, it's just body snatched. You're gone. Like, whoever was originally in this body, nope. You're written out of the show. This is not your show anymore. and then only one of them is wrestling with identity issues. I think it could be fun if all of them were, but you know, limited time to explore. Yeah. They got body snatched, and it wasn't even like a fight or anything for the two of them. It was just like, nope. Snatched. Not even like, I'm being taken over. Somebody tell my mom I love it. No. Which is just a shame because I kind of like the one of them before he was body snatched. He was like a magician or something. I think his name was Dimitri or something. He was like kind of a gentleman, sort of magician guy, a bit of a charmer, and then he just like, nope, now you're an asshole elf. Good luck, bro. And then they never talk about it again. It's not even a moral issue. They don't even bring that up. It's like, hey, is it okay that we're like snatching bodies? It's just like, nope, this is for the greater good. Oh well, moving on. And I was like, no, my little magician guy, he's gone. No. Maybe they would have brought him back if they had a season 2. Maybe that's when they would bring up the moral dilemma of like, hey, is this a good idea? What happened to the magician guy whose body you stole? But no. Getting body snatched would suck. You just get overwritten. Possessed, basically. Sucks for the families they may have had. No, it's okay, guys, because at least for 2 of them, their families are implied to just be non-existent, so we don't have to worry about that. I think one of them is a literal orphan, and then one of them, family never mentioned, so it may or may not exist. It's okay, guys. Don't have to worry about that moral issue. And then the only one who has some family to return to kind of just dismisses them. A little bit. To find themselves or something, I don't know. I thought it was a good show with good potential, but they didn't explore the thing I wanted them to, so I was a little disappointed. And then it got canceled anyway, and I was like, no! Now any chance to explore it is gone. Yeah, well, I mean, they have to deal with, the spirit's family troubles. Instead. You know, the body jackers. They get priority. Okay, let's see. I think he could maybe be a little shorter. Maybe we cheat a little here. With the squash and stretch. Okay, maybe that was a little too much. So withdraw. We make him a little bigger. Still a little bit shorter than that one. When I go back in, this will be smoothed out. To help with the movement between keyframes, what I usually do, and what I think other animators sometimes do, is you add a blink, you make it go whoop, whoop. Oh, it's hard, kind of hard to see with the bottom eye, but whoop. So here it'd be like this head swoops down a little bit, blinks, and then you just kind of pat back up again. Kind of hard to see here, but. And this one would probably fall down back to normal height. Make it bounce up. Make his eyes go back down a little bit. Of course, you'd want his whole head to swing back around because it's facing that way. So pretend that's like drawn here. Technically, you'd probably want it to be like that. So I'd make it more of a subtle. As it swings. I don't complain about shows for the sake of complaining about it. I complain about them because I love them. Because I want more from them. Because I'm very passionate about the things that I watch. My takes may not always be good. But I do feel about them. I want them to be better and improved one day. Yeah, so that makes it kind of smoothed out. This needs something here, but maybe give this a bounce. Take this one. Be passionate about your shows and how some didn't give the time they should get. Yeah. Cry, 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 cry. I just think it's funny sometimes, though, how a show can introduce a really interesting concept, and then it's like, actually, that's not the main plot or focus. That's just a little side thing we threw in there for spice. I'm like, but that's the most important, that's the most interesting part about this show. That's the most novel thought experiment, and that's not the focus. It's not. But it's so much, it's so... And then they don't focus on it, and you feel like the concept's been wasted a little bit. Maybe that's not a fair assessment, but sometimes that's what it feels like. How is that not the focus? They're baiting you with... That's true. They drew you in. Also, Xenos isn't here, and I went on a cartoon tangent. Ooh, they must be stewing where they are. I'll have to watch the VOD. Trying to recall the. I need a Goodreads, but for all the cartoons I've watched, so I can remember them. Because when they're out of sight, they're out of mind, and I do not recall any cartoon I've seen. I do miss, though, when shows had a full season of 26 episodes. 24 to 26, that was the standard. That was it, that's what you expected. Some good stuff could happen in that much time. But now they're being limited. And there's not enough space or room to look into your characters, to examine them, to really take a peek at them. Sad. Back in my day. It really was, but it is sad in the modern age of television. Not just in cartoons, but I think everyone's been feeling it in television. Just how the seasons just get shorter for maybe a bit longer episodes, but they're not long enough to make up that distance to make up what we've lost. When they get longer, they go from 23 minutes to maybe 41-ish. I don't know. With the commercial breaks, it's shorter. It feels like half an hour to an hour, but commercial breaks, it's shorter. They're like 21-minute episodes to maybe like 42 or something. I don't know. But it's not the same. Give me my episodes back. You used to be able to fit an A plot and a B plot in a good old 21 minutes. And now there's like barely enough room for that if you shorten the season so much. No breathing room for characters or plot lines, and it changes the way people, I think, showrunners and writers think about the stories they're telling, because they have to think about it differently. But also, I think it damages the season as a whole sometimes. You're rushing through plots that need more time. It's all about time. Time and money. Give me my long shows back. I'm looking at some shows here. Just make them longer. Wait, I've lost track of where this goes. I think it'd be really interesting. I think it'd be really neat to have an animated show. And the idea I had for one of my stories, let's call it Chicks, because that's the abbreviation I've been going with. Chicks. I originally had the idea for a show, or an idea of a story built for television. I didn't really write out the episode descriptions or make a show bible for it, though I did write quite a bit for like in an outline for what I would want this story to be. And I think about it in terms of seasons, like what could be covered potentially in a season of television, but I don't think it's feasible to turn it into a show. I'm not gonna try and make a pilot and make it that way. I think what I'm gonna do is turn it into, that's gonna be my RPG Maker game, my big one, the big RPG Maker game. Because I think in some ways other mediums have become better at telling these stories. While it would be very good and very fun and super, I think, amazing in its own right to create just television or film of a story and just see it in its full cinematic glory. Cinematic glory takes a lot of time and effort in people working on that. And to do it well, you either need to use up a lot of your time, or you need to have like a studio of people behind you. And it's just not the most feasible thing. Either you pitch your idea to a studio and they greenlight it and then you get it made through them, and you have to be at the mercy of the studio to bring it to fruition or have it get cancelled. Sometimes these cancelled projects can get revived again. Like we saw that with Nimona, going from, what was it, Blue Sky Studio, I think, to, was it Disney? And then Netflix finally rescued it from Disney's clutches. I think is how the story went. Or you just takes a long time to make the show or the movie or show, whatever it is. I don't know. I used to dream of pitching a show, getting it greenlit by a studio, and having it made fully, but it just doesn't seem realistic anymore. So I have to go through other means, other mediums, other methods of telling the stories that I want to make. And I know these are big words from someone who has yet to make anything public at this moment in time, but we'll see how I am in a couple years, maybe. This stream will be on a VOD channel somewhere, and if I am successful, we can look back on it and laugh, like, ha 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 ha, look at them. Or we could be like, oh, well, those were big words. I just want to make stuff. I am incredibly slow, but if I have to make it myself, I will. Again, this is another one of those blink moments. Head lower. Maybe. Whatever medium I have to go through. I love animation, but I'm not fully committed to it. If I can't make what I want to make through animation, I'll make it through a visual novel or a comic book, or I'll actually write a novel, and we'll see how that goes. I just like telling stories. That's where my passion lies. Any means... any medium. Maybe not any means, but any medium I have to learn, I'll give it a go. Someone clip this and save it. I'm in a lucky position right now where I will be once my schedule changes. Well, I'll have some time to hopefully make something. I want to start slow. I want to start with chapter 1, a prologue, and chapter 1, both of these, of a comic. Only the first, I guess, 2 chapters. Just to see how it is. And maybe I'll continue the comic, maybe I won't. I'll definitely continue the comic. It's just gonna take a while. And then I'm gonna move on to making either an animation, a short animation, or the RPG Maker game, the prologue, or the one-shot, I guess. And then after that, I'll go back to writing chapter 2 of the comic. I just kind of want to jump around. I want to do a lot of things, stick my hand in a lot of pots. What I basically, I guess at the core, what I want to do is I want to make like 3 little pilots in their own right of other projects. That's not how you spell pilot. 1 a comic, 1 short, and then 1 an RPG Maker game. And depending on which one I like the most, I will pursue that medium and that story. These are pilots for me and an audience. Let's say I really like the RPG Maker one, but people are like really want to know what the next part of the comic is. I'll have to figure out a way to split the difference. And then the animated series will, or my animated short, may fall to the wayside a little bit, but it depends. That's how I would go about things. Is it the best way? Probably, maybe not. The way I'm doing it, though. So I hope you stick around, see what I'm able to do. Hope I don't burn out. Yeah. Well, the reason I'm breaking up into like 3 sections and possibly just keep going back to add on to each of them is to prevent burnout. Once I work on a project for too long, I start getting antsy about it and just need to do something else for a little bit. Which is partially why this animation is taking so long. Well, part of it has been because I've been traveling a lot. I did want to get this done really early on, but I was also juggling doing the FE stuff, actually. I should have started this thing back in August, but I was busy trying to get FE done. So... I kind of need 2 projects to bounce back and forth with. The third one is just like... an extra, I think. Thank you. Effie took me 8 months. Did I mention that? I might have mentioned it. 8 months to make, from art to rigging. So that's my attempt at staying focused on a project. Of course, I was working full time, I still am. I was working full-time, working on and off again, mostly on weekends, and I was also maybe working on my Jester Clown in the background. I'm sure if you compile just like the straight hours I was working on Effie, it wouldn't be more than a month, perhaps, but spread across 8 months. This is the result. Also, in that time, I was scrambling to commission people to work on some stuff for me, like the starting ending screen from one of my friends, my page dolls that are on my Twitch account right now. You can see my about page. I was like trying to remember, or trying to determine how many things I could do myself and how many things I could offload onto others. With money, of course. I was paying my friends, but yeah. Shit takes time. I guess that's one thing about me, is that I'll get the job done. It will not be in a timely manner. This animation, case in point. Also setting up my affiliate. Usually I have good excuses. I try to do a lot of research before jumping into stuff. So with the streaming thing, I might not have done a lot of Twitch research, but I did a lot of VTubing research. As in how to make a model and what assets I need, and which I mostly succeeded. It'll be done when it's done. So true. It'll be done when I say it's done. Okay, I think the sketch phase is done. I think we have concluded the sketch phase. It may not look like it, but we have. The rough animation is complete, which means I get to spend Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday working on this line art, doing the line art. For some parts, it'll be easy. Like this part, super easy. I already did all the basic animation, thick brush, but I just have to kind of draw over what I've done already. This one, also pretty good. The only thing left to do is the lip sync. This middle part, I just got impatient drawing the guy over and over again, knowing I'm gonna have to draw him again and again some more. So we're leaving these awkward bits to fill in later. It's really just his head turning, his body moving a little bit. Putting his hand down. So I would say I did what I came to do. So Wednesday drawing stream? Yeah, probably again. I'm not sure if I'm losing it. It's time to end the stream. I'm not sure if affiliate will be up and running by then. I'm hoping to get that stuff sorted out on Monday. I just need like a day. I work on the weekend, so that's why it can't be soon, but I need like a day to straighten it all out. And I haven't had one with all my traveling, so yeah. Wednesday drawing stream, same time, same place. Actually, let's put... Here, I will play the animation with sound for you.
Are you gonna tell me what's going on?
I would, but I think explaining it might give us both an aneurysm.
Are you gonna tell me what's going on?
I would, but I think explaining it might give us both an aneurysm.
Are you gonna tell...
Usually 10 seconds of animation shouldn't take me this long, but I've been, again, working and sleeping and effing and traveling. But I'm hoping to turn that around soon. Trust me. Crying. Oops. That's day mode. We need night mode. Gotta love the head pats. Yeah. Well, we're in conclusion mode. I would like to... there's so many things I want to do before anything else. There's still a lot of Effie to finish up. I'm gonna have to start emojis soon. If I get affiliate working, I need emojis. I'm gonna have to work on those. But hopefully I can do this on Live 2D. If I just make a little... If I make a base chibi Effie model. I think that's how people make emojis, is they just maneuver the little chibi model a bunch of different ways, and then you can get a bunch of emojis out of that. There's like a lot of mileage that comes with it. So that's something that's on my to-do list. I would like to add a couple more accessories to Effie. I think it'd be nice to have glasses. I mentioned that earlier. Just a pair of specs to go on his 2 main eyes, not the big eye, not the little ones. And maybe one more kind of expression. I like that kind of shadow over your face. That's like when you're in dreadful moments. I've seen other people do that. One's fairly easy. It's just kind of a shade mask over your face layer. Since his eyes are already dark, I don't need to shade them. And since his eyes glow, I don't need to shade those either. So it'd just be like putting a doom mask over his face. It's just like dread. And what else did I do? Oh, well, I fixed his other stuff. So that's good. Make him big. What else was it? I have someone working on a stream schedule template for me to use eventually, which means I'll finally have to brush off my Twitter, maybe my Blue Sky, and then start using YouTube posts a lot more to consistently post my schedule there. What else, Effie, think? I did want to do some other stuff, but I think that doesn't have to come immediately. Oop. Oh yeah, the Stinger transition, that's it. Stinger transition and BRB screen, which I have some pretty ambitious ideas for. Yeah, a lot of things. I mean, I care a lot about, I guess, the work that's going into these streams. Even if not a whole lot of people watch it, I still want to come out with my best foot forward. For me, it's about quality over quantity. Especially quality over speedrunning everything. I mean, as much as I'd love to, I just don't have it in me to do that. So, I'm gonna take my time with it, as I usually do, try to do it right. And hopefully it all looks good, all comes out coherent. But thank you everybody who came to this stream. I know it was kind of slow at the beginning. Thanks for sticking with me. I hope you have a good night. And I hope to see you on Wednesday. A Wednesday stream, yeah. For once. Bye bye. See you later. Take care everybody, okay? Yeah. Where's my end button?